All right, another problem. We are given that the integral from 0 to 10 for f of x dx is equal to 82, and the integral on the same interval but for a different function. So the integral from 0 to 10 for g of x dx is equal to 24. Can you find the value of the integral from 0 to 10 of 2 times f of x minus 8 times g of x dx? And again, here, the properties that we will need are the following. The first says that coefficients can be factored out over integration. So the integral from a to b of a coefficient times f of x dx is equal to the coefficient times the integral from a to b of f of x dx. All right. The second property says that integration will distribute over addition or subtraction. So the integral of f of x plus g of x is equal to the integral of f of x plus the integral of g of x. All right. So again, using these properties, we can rewrite our integral as 2 times the integral from 0 to 10 of f of x dx minus 8 times the integral from 0 to 10 of g of x dx. And now we can substitute. So we know these values. The integral for f of x is equal to 82 minus 8 times the integral of g of x is equal to 24. And we can calculate 2 times 82 minus 8 times 24. I get that this is equal to negative 28. All right, one last problem here. We're being provided with the graph of a function, and we are asked for the function f whose graph is shown, list the following quantities in increasing order from smallest to largest. All right, so I would like to go ahead and just give a rough estimation for the value of each one of these integrals that are given in parts a through e. All right, and I'm actually going to go ahead and just kind of shade. So for this first piece, from 0 to 3, we see that the function, the graph of the function, is underneath the x-axis. So in other words, the function takes on negative values, and so the accumulated value here is going to be negative. And if you want to kind of just tally up really, really roughly, this is about, there's one full square. These two squares together kind of make one. I'm going to say these two pieces make one. And then there's kind of like almost like a 3/4 piece. So altogether, I'm just going to round and say that the area is roughly about 4. I'm going to kind of look at the same thing here. If we kind of tally up this area under the graph here, and again, this is just a very rough tally. We're just working with estimate values here. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 full squares. And then if you kind of add up the partial squares, so maybe 8, maybe this is one more, 9, 10, 11, 12, maybe 13. Let's say just roughly 14. All right, and again, this is an estimate. But this is going to allow me now to kind of come up with estimate values right here. So the integral from 0 to 8 for f of x dx is going to be equal to, like I said, roughly 14 minus 4. So your quote positive area minus negative area. The integral from 0 to 3, well, we can see that that's going to be strictly negative. So I'm sorry, my negative value kind of popped off here. All right. The integral from 3 to 8, and again, we said that that was more or less equal to 14. All right, so what would be the integral from 4 to 8? So that would be just the integral from here, from 4 to 8. So that would just be 1 less than the integral from 3 to 8, right? So about 13. And then finally, I apologize, I think I have a typo here. Let me fix that quickly. I think this problem was meant to say, this is not an integral, but simply just a value for more or less, again, what is f prime of 1? In other words, what is the slope of f around 1? So if you were to kind of graph a tangent line here that's going to go through. So it's going to touch the graph right here at 1. The slope of this line is negative. It's not completely -1. It's maybe just a little bit, little bigger value, maybe -3/4. But again, all we're looking for here is estimates. So I'm just going to round everything to just to the nearest value. So I'm going to say just roughly -1. All right. So now we're asked to just arrange these in order from increasing, sorry, from smallest to largest, from smallest to largest. So the smallest one that I see here is going to be B. Sorry. Next value up is going to be E, -1. Then we will have A, which is 10. Then D, which is 13. And then C, which is 14. All right. Hope these hints help.